Hiring contractors is the most challenging job for every general contractor, for everyone who wants to build a house. In this video, I will share all our secrets and our hiring approach after we built 17 houses in Texas and hired, I think, at least 100 contractors in the past. Hi guys, my name is Dmitry Bonder and I'm together with my partner Igor Stepanov building houses in Austin. And starting from 2018, we hired a lot of contractors for our projects. I remember the moment when we built our first house and we had no idea how to hire, where to find them, how to engage them, how to help them to grow together with us, and how to meet our requirements. Our approach is very simple. You have to hire contractors as you are hiring employees. It doesn't matter if you work with them on 1099 or they are actually on W2. You have to treat the people as they are your employees. This is our approach. This is how it works. So step number one, when we are thinking about hiring someone, we are trying to understand what kind of project we will be building. What will be the scope of the project? Let's say our last build, a luxury house that costs 3.5 million, requires a lot of contractors who can do very specific type of works. They should be very careful with the materials. They should know some techniques that is applicable for luxury buildings. So the same question you may ask even if you are building economy class or spec house home. You have to understand what they will be doing, what will be the scope of project, and only after that I have a list of people in mind who I need to hire. So first of all, I define the scope of the project, I make a list of people that I want to hire, and only after that I go to some websites or some places where I can find them. So step number two, where you can find new contractors. A lot of people ask this question, and I want to say that we are using several ways to source contacts. First of all, of course, referrals. So we're asking a lot of people, we're visiting different building sites, we are talking with many general contractors, and we always ask them, who do you like, why do you like these people, if they are available for next work, and we just build a list of contractors that may be unavailable at this moment, but we want to work with them in future because our friends recommended them as a really good experts. I'm very sorry for the noise you hear right now. We have some contractors doing some job and leveling our backyard. After referrals, you can go to some websites like Angie's List or House or even Upwork sometimes, but I personally prefer a little bit different approach. You can build a list of Facebook groups. By the way, if you need this list of groups in Texas and in some other states that I have, I can share with you. Please leave a comment and I will share this list with you. So I go to the Facebook groups, especially groups oriented on contractors, and I can find very easy a lot of people who are promoting their services. Let's say plumber, electrician, or maybe countertop, or anything that you need. So at least in a very short period of time, you can easily build a good list of contractors. The problem is that you don't know their skills level, you don't know their building approach, they don't know if you even can work with them. After that, I can easily email them or contact via Facebook and ask them for examples of their works. And this is a first signal for me. This could be a good experience, or this could be a first red flag. If the person just sending me her business or his business card without any examples, they don't want to share the examples, they don't want to share the previous building sites where they work, for me it's a big red flag. It seems like they are trying to hide something, and this is a really big red flag, and I usually don't want to continue communication with the guys. But a lot of people in the past very easy share with me their examples, photos, recommendations, and this is a really good starting point for me to work with the contractors. Another really useful and easy way to find new contractors is to visit some building sites. Sometimes if I see a beautiful house that is building nearby, I can visit them, I can start talking with people who are on the building site, I can ask what type of work they're doing, and I can ask for maybe recommendations if they're available. And based on this information, I will build my list of contractors, and maybe I can book more detailed visit where they can show me what they've done in the past. So if you want to build a list of contractors and you don't know where to start, use my approach: Facebook groups, friends and family, visiting of building sites, and sometimes sites like AngelList or House or some other, maybe even Upwork. You may say that it's pretty basic and very easy to find contractors, but I remember our search process at the beginning of 2018, and especially during the COVID, where we couldn't find contractors. Sometimes we book meetings or we ask people to come to our building site and provide us with estimate, and they simply didn't do that because they were overloaded with projects. And do you remember during the COVID, everybody wants to build. So forming and building a good list of contractors that you may contact anytime is a key ingredient in a hiring process for our building projects. Then the step number 2, as soon as you have this list and you want to start building something, you must have a good criteria to pre-select, or we called it vetting contractors. So what criteria do we have, what we use in our building projects? First of all, we ask them about license or insurance, especially if we are talking about specialized type of work like electrician and plumbing, maybe some other. We ask them every time what type of license you have, where did you work, what type of insurance you have, because they must have insurance, you must have insurance, everything should be insured. And if people don't know and they don't have a license, it's a pretty big red flag. And maybe for some simple work you can work with them, but for something really serious you don't want to work with them because you will be in the huge risk. The second question I always ask with my partner: show us portfolio, show us where did you build, show us what type of challenges you have on this project. And we are trying to speak with them honestly. We are asking them a lot of questions to see if they have any challenges. If they're telling me that I don't have any challenges, I didn't have them in the past, it's a red flag, because you know how many challenges you may have in your building project. Every time something can go wrong every day. What is for me very important, how I can communicate with contractors. Of course, many of them don't want to speak. They cannot, they're not extroverts, they are introverts. But I'm trying to see what is their communication skill. Can they reply on my request in time? Can they book meeting and show up on the meeting? Or maybe they just forgot to show up. So for me, it's a very good criteria for vetting contractors, or work or don't work with them. If they cannot communicate in a right way, if they cannot express their thoughts, if they cannot give me explanation, what will happen when you start working with them, right? So this is my approach, this is our approach, how we pre-select them as soon as we build our list. And of course, the last but not least important thing, we ask for references. Can you provide references from your previous general contractor? Can you provide us with a reference from the client if you did some type of work? Good contractors always have a lot of references. They can easily share with you the phone or email of their previous clients, and they are open and they are really transparent in doing this, versus bad contractors who always want to hide something. And for me, it's a very big red flag. Another good approach that we use several times, maybe you like it or not, but we like this approach. We can show up on the building site of our contractor and just watch how they work. We like to see if it's clean, if there are no nails, maybe. If you can see something that looks really strange, maybe there will be bottles of beers or maybe even some other alcohol drinks. So for me, it gives a lot of information if I can work with this guy. Will it be the same on my building sites, or I can work with this guy because everything is in order, everything is good. Step number 3, when we finish screening them, we usually discuss the time and place, and we want to discuss with them all details of common projects. And here, of course, we will ask a lot of professional questions. If you are a plumber, we will ask a lot: how would you do that? How you did in the past this type of installation, and so on. So for us, of course, professionalism will be the number one question we will be asking during the interview. Also, we ask a lot of questions about the quotes. Why this quote is this number or that number? What is your estimate for this type of work? It's not key question. Sometimes we pay even more than the average on the market because we understand this guy is a professional. He can do his job amazingly, and we don't want to, push the price down just because, we want better price. So for us, professionalism is a key number one criteria in selection. But of course, we are asked about estimates. I remember the case when we, for our one big project, asked contractor to bring estimate for pouring concrete and for foundation, and he brought the general, not well prepared estimate. And we found a mistake immediately when we talked with him, and the difference was about 20,000 when we discussed with him and we asked, like, why did you put this type of work? Because we don't need this type of work, and he couldn't explain. So it's a pretty big red flag. It means that he didn't spend enough time. He didn't make a estimate right for us. He didn't want to spend time for us. So this is also could be a red flag during the interview. And another thing that you have to remember, if he or she has a lot of different projects that he is running simultaneously, this could be a very big problem, because imagine you need to finish this type of work and he's saying you that on the other side, because they are juggling several projects. Of course, I understand that they need to make money, they may take more projects that they can afford or they can do in one moment of time, but I don't want to hear this type of answers. I didn't finish this job because I was on the other project for other clients. So during the interview, we ask very clearly if you have any other projects, if you can be available from that moment to another. And sometimes in the past, we had people who wanted to take more and more projects and then juggling them and trying to, jump from one project to another. When I'm talking with them, I also ask about warranties, who will be in charge when the work will be done. Trust me, a lot of contractors don't like to provide warranties. They want to finish the job and go to other place. So I'm always asking what type of warranties you can provide, what will be duration or the period of this warranty, can you fix some kind of problem later. But here is a trick. I always have in my team at least one guy. Many contractors, and you as well, want to know what will be the payment policy, how often they will get paid, and so on. So in our experience, we never had issues with the payment to our contractors, but we talk with many contractors and we know that some general contractors don't pay in time, they want to postpone payments. So this is not the case. It should be different. You should always discuss it before starting the project. You will be paying them weekly, you will be paying them monthly, it depends on the type of work you're doing. But we always have a written contract where we clearly indicate what will be the payment schedule. Should we pay in advance? Should we pay after? And of course, regarding the payment, you always have to discuss how you will be dealing with a change of orders. Change of orders when you need to make something different from contract you discuss and sign. Maybe you need additional work. So discuss in advance how you will be handle change of orders, because this is a very typical situation for every builder, for every general contractor. And you will have a lot of cases with change of orders. So you have to discuss it in advance and don't be stressed out if it happens in the future. And step number 6, I think it's a very critical if you want to have a good team. We believe that if you treat people in the right way, they will be treating you as well in the right way. They will be honest with you. So every time when we are starting working, when we are starting new project, we always have a set of rules. We usually put them on the wall somewhere in the place where everybody can read it. Let's say we don't want to see some kind of food or bottles on the work inside. Maybe we ask them to clean after they finish the work. Maybe we can ask them don't to smoke or don't to drink alcohol, and so many other things. So we usually put these rules, written rules on the wall, on the visible place, and it will help us to build some kind of expectation between us and them. Also, every month we are trying to award the best contractor. It could be a really small present, maybe a gift card to Costco or Walmart or something like this. But trust me, people are working hard. Sometimes, especially in Texas, in really hard conditions. And if you treat them as a good people, if you can give just a small gift and say, I watch you working very hard, you did a great job, they will be happy, they will be smiling, and you will have a good relationship with them. So this is our approach, this is how we do with our contractors. And finally, what type of mistakes I made in the past or you can make when you are hiring new contractors? So first of all, rushing and hiring very fast. So I really like approach, hire slowly, fire fast. So the same approach, the same hiring principle I'm using when I'm hiring people for our projects. Don't rush. Don't let people to move very fast if you're not confident in working with someone. Mistake number 2, not checking references. You are in the rush, you don't want to check his reference, or maybe the previous client didn't pick up the phone, you didn't have a time to speak, and you want to start immediately. This is a red flag. This is what you may pay for later, because this guy left previous job site with a really bad recommendations, and maybe he made something wrong and you didn't check the reference, and here we go, we have a problem. And of course, I want to mention the last mistake that usually a lot of people do, a lot of general contractors do, they just hiring based on price. In my opinion, this is a wrong approach, because price is always should come with a value. It should be two things. So we are always checking not only the price. Of course, we want to get better price, but we are checking the quality. We are checking the value this person can provide. Maybe he is unique, exclusive specialist who can make really beautiful touch-ups. Maybe he is the best plumber. Maybe he can do very fast and efficiently some type of drywall jobs and so on. So we are always trying to remember not only about the price, but about the quality, about the value. This is our approach. This is how we hire our contractors for 17 projects we built in Austin, Texas. You are always welcome to visit our project. You are always welcome to ask questions. Guys, hiring contractors is just a small part of the building process. If you want to understand the whole building process in general, if you want to know how to build foundation, how to get financing, how to build luxury house or maybe economy class of house, please consider to join our online course for builders and our community for builders. Thank you for watching. Bye.